Wow. Okay, so far we're online. I'm going to jump to the Madhya Lila of Caitanya Caritamrta. More Leelas and different things, or maybe the later part of the Adi Lila. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharani Nirvisesha Sunivadi Paschatade Satarani. We'll read chapter 11 of the Adi Lila, which is the expansions of Lord Nityānanda. Om Jnanatimrandasya Ganangana Shalakaya Chaksura Militanyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sajajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahita Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha. Vanchakalpatrubhischa Kripa Sindhubhyabhcha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaha. Namo Mahavranaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namani Gauranta Shri Namaha. Nityānanda Padamboja Bringan Prema Madun Madan Nat Vakilan Te Shumukya Likyante Katachin Maya. After offering my obeisance unto the devotees of Sri Nityānanda Prabhu, who are like bumblebees collecting honey from his lotus feet, I shall try to describe those who are most prominent. Jaya Jaya Mahaprabhu Shri Krishna Chaitanya Tanahar Charanashita Ye Saidanya. All glories to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and anyone who has taken shelter at his lotus feet is glorious. Jaya Jaya Shri Advaita Jaya Nityānanda Jaya Advaita Mahaprabhu Sarva Bhakta Vrinda. All glories to Shri Advaita Prabhu, Nityānanda Prabhu, and all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya. Tasya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Sat Prema Mara Sakina. Urdhva Skanda Vidutendo Sakya Rupan Ganan Prema. Sri Nityānanda Prabhu is the topmost branch of the indestructible tree of eternal love of Godhead, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I offer my obeisances to all the sub-branches of that topmost branch. Sri Nityānanda Vrikshara Skanda Guru Tara Tahate Janmila Shaka Prashaka Vistara. Sri Nityānanda Prabhu is an extremely heavy branch of the Chaitanya tree. From that branch grew many branches and sub-branches. Mala Karera Icha Jale Bade Shaka Gana Prema Pula Pale Bade Shaila Bhuvana. Watered by the desire of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, these branches and sub-branches have grown unlimitedly and covered the entire world with fruits and flowers. Asankhya Anantagana ke karu ganan, apana shodite kai, mukhya jan. These branches and sub-branches of devotees are innumerable and unlimited. Who could count them? For my personal purification, I shall try to enumerate only the most prominent among them. One should not write books or essays on transcendental subject purport for material name, fame, or profit. Transcendental literature must be written under the direction of the superior authority because it is not meant for material purposes. If one tries to write under superior authority, he becomes purified. All Krishna-conscious activities should be undertaken for personal purification, not for material gain. Shivira Bhadra Gosai Skanda Maha Shaka Tanra Upashaka Yata Asankhya Tara Leka. After Nityānanda Prabhu, the greatest branches, Virabhadra Goswami, who also has innumerable branches and sub-branches, it is not possible to describe them all. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati writes in his Anubhashya, Virabhadra Goswami was the direct son of Nityānanda Prabhu and a disciple of Janabadevi, because he was born from the other wife, not from, he had two wives. So his mother is one, and Guru was another. His real mother was Vasudha. When the Gaudiya Speaker is mentioned as an incarnation of Chirodakashayi Vishnu, therefore Virabhadra Goswami is not different from Caitanya Mahaprabhu. In a village in the name of Jamatapura, in the district of Hooghly, Virabhadra Goswami had a disciple named Yadunatha-charya who had two daughters, a real daughter named Srimati and a foster daughter named Narayani. Both these daughters married, and they are mentioned in the Bhakti Ratnakara. Virabhadra Goswami had three disciples who are celebrated as sons, Gopi Janabalava, Ramkrishna, and Ramchandra. The youngest, Ramchandra, belonged to the Sandila dynasty and had the surname Bhattavilaya. He established a family at Kadadaha, and its members are known as the Goswamis of Kadadaha. The eldest disciple, Gopi Janabalava, was a resident of the village known as Lata, near the Manakara railway station in the district of Burdwan. The second, Ramakrishna, lived near Maladaha in a village named Gayeshapur. Srila Bhakti Saraswati Thakur notes that since these three disciples belonged to different gotras or dynasties and also had different surnames and lived in different places, it is not possible to accept them as real sons of Virabhadra Goswami. Ramchandra had four sons, of whom the eldest was Radhamadava, whose third son was named Yadavendra. Yadavendra's son was Nandakishore, his son was Nidhi Krishna, his son was Caitanya Chanda, his son was Krishna Mohan, his son was Jagana Mohan, his son was Brajanath, and his son was Shamala Goswami. This is a genealogical table given by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati for the descendants of Virabhadra Goswami. But he didn't have real sons, but that's they call it the Nityānanda Vamsa. Ishvara Haya Kahai Magabhaka Vata Veda Dharma Tita Haya Veda Dharme Rata. Although Virabhadra Goswami was the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he presented himself as a great devotee. And although the Supreme Godhead is transcendental to all Vedic conjunctions, he strictly followed the Vedic rituals. Atare Ishvara Chesta Bahire Nirdamba Chaitanya Bhakti Mandape Tenho Mula Stamba. He is the main pillar in the hall of devotional service erected by Caitanya Mahaprabhu. He knew within himself that he acted as the Supreme Lord Vishnu, but externally he was prideless. Adyapi Yanhara Kripa Mahima Haite Caitanya Nityānanda Gaya Sakala Jagate. It is a glorious mercy of Caitanya Mahaprabhu, it is a glorious mercy of Sri Veerbhadra Goswami that people all over the world now have a chance to chant the names of Caitanya and Nitai. Even know about them. Say Veerbhadra Gosaira Layinu Sharana Yanhara Prasade Haya Abhishta Purana. I therefore take shelter of the lotus feet of Veerbhadra Goswami, so that by his mercy my great desire to write Caitanya Caritamrta will be properly guided. Shri Ramadasa Ara Gadadhar Das Caitanya Gosai Bhakta Rahe Tanri Das. Two devotees of Lord Caitanya named Shri Ramdas and Gadadhar Das always lived with Veerbhadra Goswami. Purport. Shri Ramdas, later known as Abhiram Thakur, was one of the 12 Gopals, or cowherd boyfriends of Nityānanda Prabhu. The Gaur Ganadeshtapika states that Shri Ramdas was formerly Sri Dhamma in the Bhakti Ratnakara. Fourth wave, there is a description of Srila Abhiram Thakur. By the order of Nityānanda Prabhu, Abhiram Thakur became a great acharya and preacher of the Caitanya cult of devotional service. He was a very influential personality, and non-devotees were very much afraid of him. Empowered by Nityānanda, he was always in ecstasy and was supremely kind to all fallen souls. It is said that if he offered obeisances to any stone other than the Shalagram Shila, it would immediately fracture. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur writes in his Anubhasya, 10 miles southwest of the Chanpadanga railway station on the narrow gauge railway line from Howrah in Calcutta to Amta, a village of the Hooghly district, is a small town named Kanakula Krishna Nagar, where the temple of which Abhiram Thakur worshipped is situated. During the rainy season, when this area is inundated with water, people must go there by another line, which is now called the Southeastern Railway. On this line, there is a station named Kolaghat, from which one has to go by steamer to Ranikacha. 7.5 miles north of Ranikacha is Kanakula. The temple where Abhiram Thakur worshipped is situated in Krishnanagar, which is near the Kula bank of the Kana, Dwarkeshwara River. Although, therefore, this place is celebrated as Kanakula Krishnanagar. Outside the temple is a bakul tree. This place is known as Siddhabakul Kunja. It is said that when Abhiram Thakur came there, he sat down under this tree. In Kanakula Krishnanagar, there is a big fair here every year in the month of Chaitra, March, April, on the Krishna Saptami, the 7th day of the dark moon. Many hundreds and thousands of people gather for this festival. The temple where Abhiram Thakur worshipped has a very old history. The deity in the temple is known as Gopinath. There are many Sevite families living near the temple. It is said that Abhiram Thakur had a whip, and whoever he touched with it would immediately become an elevated devotee of Krishna. Among his many disciples, Sriman Srinivasacharya was the most famous and most dear. It is doubtful that he was his initiated disciple. Nityānanda Agyadila Yabe Gode Yaite Mahaprabhu E Due Dila Tanra Sate Ataeva Due Gana Dunhara Ganan Madhava Vasudeva Gosharao Evivaran. When Nityānanda Prabhu was ordered to go to Bengal to preach, these two devotees, Ramdas and Gadadhar Das, were ordered to go with him. Thus they are sometimes counted among the devotees of Lord Chaitanya, and sometimes devotees of Lord Nityānanda. Similarly, Madhava Ghosh and Vasudev Ghosh belong to both groups of devotees simultaneously. Purport. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes in his Anubhasya, there is a place named Danihata near the Agradweep railway station and Patuli in the district of Burdwan, where the deity of Sri Gopinathji is still situated. The deity accepted Govinda Ghosh as his father. Even until today, the deity performs the Shraddha ceremony on the anniversary death of Govinda Ghosh. The temple of this deity is managed by the Rajavamsa family of Krishnagar, whose members are descendants of Raja Krishna Chandra. Every year in the month of Vaishakha, there is a Bara Dola ceremony. The Gopinath deity is taken to Krishnagar. The ceremony is performed with 11 other deities, and then Sri Gopinath is brought back to the temple in Agradweep. Ramadasa Mukhya Shaka Sakya Prema Rasi Sola Sangera Kashta Yehi Tuli Kaila Vamsi. Ramdas, one of the chief branches, was full of fraternal love for Godhead. He made a flute from a stick with 16 knots. Must be bamboo. Gadadhar Dasa Gopi Bhabe Purnananda Yanre Gadi Dana Kali Kaila Nityānanda. Sri Gadadhar Das was always fully absorbed in ecstasy of the Gopi. In his house, Lord Nityānanda acted the drama Dana Kali. Shri Madhava Gosha Mukhya Kirtaniya Gane Nityānanda Prabhu Nitya Kare Yanre Gane. Shri Madhava Gosha was a principal performer of Kirtan. While he sang, Nityānanda danced. Vasudeva Gite Kare Prabhur Varnane Kashte Pashana Drave Yanhara Shavane. When Vasudeva Ghosh described Lord Chaitanya and Nityānanda while performing Kirtan, even wood and stone would melt upon hearing it. Murari Chaitanya Dasara Alokika Lila Vyagra Gale Chada Mare Sarpa Sane Kela. There were many extraordinary activities performed by Murari, the great devotee of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sometimes in his ecstasy he would slap the cheek of a tiger, and sometimes he would play with a venomous snake. Purport. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati writes in his Anubhasya, Murari Chaitanya Das was born in the village of Sar Vrindavanpur, which is situated about 2 miles from the Galasi station on the Burdwan line. When Murari Chaitanya Das came to Navadvip, he settled in the village of Modadruma, or Mamgachi Gram. At that time he became known as Saranga, or Saranga Murari Chaitanya Das. The descendants of his family still reside in Sarapata. In the Chaitanya Bhagavat Antyakanda, chapter 5, there is a following statement. Murari Chaitanya had no material bodily features, for he was completely spiritual. Thus he would sometimes chase after tigers in the jungle and treat them just like cats and dogs. He would slap the cheek of a tiger and make venomous snake on his lap. He had no fear for his external body, of which he was completely forgetful. He could spend all 24 hours a day chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra or speaking about Lord Chaitanya and Nityānanda. Sometimes he would remain submerged in water for 2 or 3 days, but he would feel no bodily inconvenience. Thus he behaved like stone or wood, but he always used his energy in chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. No one can describe his specific characteristics, but it is understood that wherever Murari Chaitanya passed, whoever was present would become enlightened in Krishna consciousness, simply by the atmosphere he created. Sometimes he'd ride a tiger. Nityānanda Raganayata Sabha Vraja Saka Shinga Vetra Gopa Vesha Shire Shiki Paka. All the associates of Lord Nityānanda were formerly cowherd boys in Brajabhumi. Their symbolic representations were the horns and sticks they carried, their cowherd dress, and the peacock plumes on their heads. Janavamata is also within the list of Lord Nityananda's followers. She is described in the Gaur Ganadeshtapika as the Nanga Manjari of Vrindavan. All the devotees who are followers of Janavamata are counted within the list of Nityananda Prabhu's devotees. Raghunatha Vaidya Upadhyaya Mahashaya Yanhara Darshane Krishna Prema Bhakti Haya. The physician Raghunath, also known as Upadhyaya, was so great a devotee that simply by seeing him one would awaken his dormant love of Godhead. Sundarananda Nityananda Shaka Bricha Marma Yanra Sange Nityananda Kore Vraja Marma Narma. Sundarananda, another branch of Nityananda Prabhu, was Lord Nityananda's most intimate servant. Lord Nityananda Prabhu perceived the life of Brajabhumi in his company. Purport. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati writes in his Anubhashya, in the Caitanya Bhagavat Antakanda, chapter 5, it is stated that Sundarananda was an ocean of love of Godhead and the chief associate of Nityananda Prabhu. In the Gaur Ganadeshtapika, it is stated that he had been Sudama in Krishna Lila. Thus he is one of the 12 cowherd boys who came down with Balaram when he descended. As Sri Nityananda Prabhu, the holy place where Sundarananda lived is situated in the village known as Maheshapur, which is about 14 miles east of the Magadhiya railway station of the Eastern Railway from Calcutta to Burdwan. This place is within the district of Jeshore, which is now in Bangladesh. Although the relics of his village, among the resident relics, only the old residential house of Sundarananda still exists. At the end of the village resides a Baula Pseudo-Vaishnava, and all the buildings, both the temples and the house, appear to be newly constructed in Maheshpur. There are deities of Sri Radha Ballabha and Sri Radha Raman. Near the temple is a small river of the name Betavati. Sundarananda was a Naistiki brahmachari. He never married in his life, therefore he had no direct descendants except his disciples. But the descendants of his family still reside in the village known as Mangaladihi in the district of Birbhum. In the same village is the temple of Balaram, and the deity there is regularly worshipped. The original deity of Maheshapur, Radha Ballabha, was taken by the Saidabad Goswamis of Berhampur, and since the present deities were installed, the Zamandir family of Maheshapur has looked after their worship. On the full moon day, in the month of Magh, January and February, the anniversary of Sundarananda's disappearance is regularly celebrated, and people from the neighboring areas gather together to observe this festival. Kamalakara Pipalai Alokika Rita Alokika Prema Tanra Bhuvane Vidita. Kamalakara Pipalai is said to have been the third Gopal. His behavior and love of Godhead were uncommon, and thus he is celebrated all over the world. Suryadasa Sarakeli Tanra Bhai Krishna Das Nityananda Drida Vishwasa Premara Nivas. Surya Das Sarakeli and his younger brother Krishna Das Sarakeli were both possessed firm faith in Lord Nityananda. They were a reservoir of love of Godhead. In the Bhakti Ratnakara, 12th wave, it is stated that a few miles from Navadvip is a place called Shalagram. That was the residence of Suryadas Sarakela. He was employed as a secretary in the Muslim government of that time, and thus he amassed a good fortune. Suryadas had 4 brothers, all of whom were pure Vaishnava. Vasudha and Janava were 2 daughters of Suryadas Sarakeli. two wives of Nityānanda. Gauridasa Pandit Yana Premodanda Bhakti Krishna Prema Dite Nite Dare Mahashakti. Gauridas Pandit, the emblem of the most elevated devotional service and love of Godhead, had the greatest potency to receive and deliver such love. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes in his Anubhasya, it is said that Gauridas Pandit was always patronized by King Krishnadas, the son of Harihoda. Gauridas Pandit lived in the village of Shalagram, which is situated a few miles from the railway station Mudagacha, and later he came to reside in Ambika Kalna. It is stated in the Gaurigashtapika that formerly he was Subal, one of the cowherd boyfriends of Krishna and Balaram. In Vrindavan, Gauridas Pandit was a younger brother of Suryadas. In Vrindavan, period. Next sentence. Gauridas Pandit was a younger brother of Suryadas Sarakeli, and with the permission of his elder brother, he shifted his residence to the bank of the Ganges, living there in the town known as Ambika Kalna. Some of the names of the descendants of Gauridas Pandit are as follows: Shina Shinga Caitanya, Krishnadas, Vishnudas, Bada Balaram, Das, Govinda, Raghunath, Badu Gangadas, Auliya Gangaram, Yadavacharya, Hridaya Chaitanya, Chanda Haladar, Mahesh Pandit, Mukta Roy, Bhutuya Gangaram, Auliya Chaitanya, Kaliya Krishnadas, Patuya Gopal, Bada Jagannath, Nityānanda, Bhavi, Jagadish Roy Krishnadas, and Annapurna. The eldest son of Gauridas Pandit was known as Big Balaram, and the youngest was known as Raghunath. The sons of Raghunath are Mahesh Pandit and Govinda. Gauridas Pandit's daughter was known as Annapurna. The village of Ambika Kalna, which is situated just across the river Ganges from Shantipur, is 2 miles east of the Kalna Korta station on the Eastern Railway. In Ambika Kalna, there is a temple constructed by the Zamindar of Burdwan. In front of the temple there is a big tamarind tree, and it is said that Gauridas Pandit and Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu met under that tree. The place where the temple is situated is known as Ambika, and because it is in the area of Kalana, the village is known as Ambika Kalana. It is said that a copy of Bhagavad Gita written by Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu still exists in this temple. Nityānanda Samarpila Jati Kula Panti Shri Caitanya Nityānanda Kari Pranapati. Making Lord Caitanya and Lord Nityānanda the lords of his life, Gauridas Pandit sacrificed everything for the service of Lord Nityānanda, even the fellowship of his own family. Nityānanda Prabhu Priya Pandita Purandar Premarnava Maje Pire Yaichana Mandara. The 13th important devotee of Sri Nityānanda Prabhu was Pandit Purandara, who moved in the ocean of love of Godhead, just like the Mandara hill. Pandit Purandara met Lord Nityānanda Prabhu at Kadaha. When Nityānanda Prabhu visited this village, he danced very uncommonly, and his dancing captivated Purandar Pandit. The Pandit was in the top of a tree, and upon seeing the dancing of Nityānanda, he jumped down on the ground and proclaimed himself to be Angada, one of the devotees in the camp of Hanuman during the pastimes of Lord Ramachandra. Parameshwaradasa Nityānandaika Sharan Krishna Bhakti Paya Tanre Yekare Smarana. Parameshwar Das, said to be the 5th Gopal of the Krishna Lila, completely surrendered to the lotus feet of Nityānanda. Anyone who remembers his name, Parameshwar Das, will get love of Godhead easily. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes in the Anubhasya, the Caitanya Bhagavat states that Parameshwar Das, known sometime as Parameshwari Das, was the life and soul of Nityānanda Prabhu. The body of Parameshwar Das was a place of Lord Nityananda's pastimes. Parameshwar Das, who lived for some time in Kadaha village, was always filled with ecstasy of a cowherd boy. Formerly he was Arjuna, a friend of Krishna and Balaram. He was the fifth among the 12 Gopals. He accompanied Srimati Janavadevi when she performed the festival at Kaitari, and it is stated in the Bhakti Ratnakar that by the order of Janavadevi, he installed Radha Gopinath in the temple at Attapur, in the district of Hooghly. The Attapur station is on the narrow gauge railway between Howrah and Amata. Another temple in Attapur, established by the Mitra family, is known as Radha Govinda. In front of the temple is a very attractive place among 2 bakula trees and a kadamba tree. In the tomb of Parameshwari Thakur, and above it is an altar with a tulsi bush. It is said that only 1 flower a year comes out of this kadamba tree, and it is offered to the deity. Parameshwar Thakur belonged, it is said, to the Vaidya family. A descendant of his brothers is at present a worshipper in the temple. Some of their family members still reside in the district of Hooghly, near the post office of Chanditala. The descendants of Parameshwar Thakur took many disciples from Brahmin families, but as these descendants gradually took the profession of physicians, persons from Brahmin families ceased becoming their disciples. The family titles of Parameshwari's descendants are Adhikari and Gupta. Unfortunately, his family members do not worship the deity directly. They have engaged paid Brahmins to worship the deity. In the temple, Baladev and Shri Radha Gopinath are together on the throne. It is supposed to be the deity of Baladev was installed later because according to Transcendental Mellow, Baladev, Krishna and Radha cannot stay at the same time. On the full moon day of Vaishakha, the disappearance festival of Parameshwar Thakur is established. Jagadisha Pandit Haya Jagada Pavan Krishna Premamrita Varshe Yena Varsha Gana. Jagadish Pandit, the 15th branch of Lord Nityananda's followers, was the deliverer of the entire world. Devotional love for Krishna showered from him like torrents of rain. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur writes in his Anubhasya, descriptions of Jagadish Pandit are available from the Caitanya Bhagavat, Adi Kanda, chapter 6, and the Caitanya Caritamrta Adi Lila. Chapter 14, he belonged to the village of Yashoda Gram in the district of Nadia near the Chakadaha railway station. His father, the son of Bhatta Narayan, was named Kamalaksha. Both his father and mother were great devotees of Lord Vishnu. And after their death, Jagadish with his wife Dukini and his brother Mahesh left his birthplace and came to Sri Mayapur to live in the company of Jagannath Mishra and other Vaishnavas. Lord Chaitanya asked Jagadish to go to Jagannath Puri to preach Harinam Sankirtan movement. After returning from Jagannath Puri on the order of the Lord Jagannath, he established deities of Jagannath in the village of Yashoda Gram. It is said that when Jagadish Pandit brought the deity of Jagannath to Yashoda Gram, he tied the heavy deity to a stick and brought him to the village. The priest of the temple still showed the stick used by Jagadish Pandit to carry the Jagannath deity. You have to excuse me for a few minutes. Wi-Fi's hanging in there. Nityānanda Priya Bricha Pandit Dhananjaya Akyanta Virakta Sacha Krishna Prema Maya. The 16th disciple, servant of Nityānanda, was Dhananjaya Pandit. He was very much renounced and always merged in love of God. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes in his Anubhasya, Pandit Dhananjaya was a resident of the village in Katwa named Shitala. He was one of the 12 Gopals. His former name, according to the Gauragadesh Dipika, was Vasudama. Sitala Gram is situated near the Mangalakota police station and Kaichara post office in the district of Burdwan. On the narrow railway from Burdwan to Katwa, known as Kaichara, one has to go about a mile northeast of this station to reach Shitala. The temple is a thatched house with walls made of dirt. Some time ago, the zamindars of Baja Ravana Kabasi, the Muliks, constructed a big house for the purpose of a temple, but for the last 65 years the temple has been broken down and abandoned. The foundation of the old temple is still visible. There is a Tulsi pillar near the temple, and every year during the month of Kartik, the disappearance day of Dhananjaya is observed. It is said that for some time Pandit Dhananjaya was in the Sankirtan party under the direction of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then he went to Vrindavan. Before going to Vrindavan, he lived for some time in the village named Sanchada Panchadi, which is 6 miles south of the Memari railway station. Sometimes this village is known as the place of Dhananjaya, Dhananjaya Pat. After some time he left the responsibility of worship with a disciple and went back to Vrindavan. After returning from Vrindavan to Shitalagram, he established the deity of Gaurasundar in the temple. The descendants of Pandit Dhananjaya still live in Shitalagram and look after the temple worship. Mahesh Pandit Rajara Udara Gopal Daka Vaje Nitya Kare Preme Mata Yala. Mahesh Pandit, the 7th of the 12 Gopals, was very liberal. In great love of Krishna, he danced to the beating of the kettle drum like a madman. Purport. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes in his Anubhasya, the village of Mahesh Pandit, which is known as Palapada, is situated in the district of Nadia, within the forest about 1 mile south of the Chakadaha railway. The Ganges flows nearby. It is said that formerly Mahesh Pandit lived on the eastern side of Jarat in the village known as Masipura or Yashipura. And when Masipura merged into the riverbed of the Ganges, the deities were brought to Palapada, which is situated in the midst of various villages such as Bela Dunga, Berigrama, Sukasagara, Chandude, and Mahasapota. There are about 14 villages, and the entire neighborhood is known as Panchanagara. It is mentioned that Mahesh Pandit joined the festival performed by Nityānanda Prabhu at Panihati. Narottam Das Thakur also joined in that festival, and Mahesh Pandit saw him on that occasion. In the temple of Mahesh Pandit, there are deities of Gaur Nityānanda, Shri Gopinath, Shri Madan Mohan, and Radha Govinda, as well as the Shalagram Shila. Navadvipe Purushottam Pandit Mahashaya Nityānanda Name Yanre Mahon Mada Haya. Purushottam Pandit, a resident of Navadvip, was the 8th Gopal. He would become almost mad as soon as he heard the name of Lord Nityānanda. As stated in the Caitanya Bhagavat, that Purushottam Pandit was born in Navadvip and was a great devotee of Lord Nityānanda. As one of the 12 Gopals, his former name was Stoka Krishna. Balarama Dasa Krishna Prema Rasa Vadi Nityānanda Name Haya Parama Unmadi. Balaram Das always fully tasted the nectar of love of God. Upon hearing the name of Nityānanda Prabhu, he would become greatly maddened. Mahabhagavat Yadunatha Kavi Chandra Yanha Hriday Nitya Kare Nityānanda. Yadunath Kavichandra was a great devotee of Lord Nityānanda Prabhu, always danced in his heart. In the Caitanya Bhagavat Madhyakanda, it is said that a gentleman known as Ratnagarbha Acharya was a friend of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's father. They had been residents of the same village. Ratnagarbha Acharya had 3 sons, Krishnananda, Jiva, and Yadunath Kavichandra. When I was initiated, Prabhupada said Kavichandra was a great devotee of Nityānanda. So that may be the one he's talking about. There's 3 mentioned in them. The 21st devotee of Nityānanda was Krishnadas Brahman, who was a first-class servant of the Lord. In this verse, the word Radhe refers to Radhadesh, the part of Bengal where the Ganges does not flow. Kala Krishnadasa Bada Vaishnava Pradhan Nityānanda Chandra Vinu Nahi Jane An. The 22nd devotee of Lord Nityānanda Prabhu was Kala Krishnadas, who was the 9th cowherd boy. He was a first-class Vaishnava and did not know anything beyond Nityānanda Prabhu. In the Gaudiya it is said that Kala Krishnadas, who is also known as Kaliya Krishnadas, was formerly a Gopa by the name of Lavanga. He was one of the 12 cowherd boys. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes in his Anubhasya, Kaliya Krishnadas had his headquarters in the village named Akaihata, which is situated in the district of Burdwan, within the jurisdiction of this post office and police station of Katwa. It is situated on the road to Navadvip. To reach Akaihata, one has to go from Biandel Junction Station to the Cutway Railway Station, and then go about 2 miles, or one has to get off at the Danihata station, and from there go 1 mile. The village of Akaihata is very small. In the month of Chaitra, on the day of Varuni, there is a festival commemorating the disciplines of Kala Krishna. Shri Sadasiva Kaviraja Bada Mahashaya Shri Purusham Dasa Tanaya. The 23rd and 24th prominent devotees of Nityānanda were Sadashiva Kaviraj and his son Purushottam Das, who was the 10th Gopal. Ajanma Nimagna Nityānanda Charane Nirantara Balya Lila Kare Krishna Sane. From birth, Purushottam Das was merged in the service of the lotus feet of Lord Nityānanda Prabhu, and he always engaged in childish play with Lord Krishna. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes in his Anubhasya, Sadashiva Kaviraj and Nagara Purushottam were the father and son, as described in Caitanya Bhagavat as Maha Bhagyavan, greatly fortunate. They belong to the Vaidya caste of physicians. Text 156 of the Gaura Pinika says that Chandavali, a most beloved gopi of Krishna's, later took birth as Sadashiva Kaviraj. In text of 194 and 200, it is said that Kamsari Sen, the father of Sadashiva, was formerly a gopi named Ratnavali. In Krishna's pastimes, all the family members of Sadashiva Kaviraj were great devotees of Lord Chaitanya. Purushottam Das Thakur sometimes lived in Sukasagara near the Chakadahai and Simur Ali railway station. All the deities installed by Purushottam Thakur were formerly situated in Beladanga Gram, but when the temple was destroyed, the deities were brought to Suksagara. When that temple merged into the bed of the Ganges, the deities were brought with Janamamata's deity to Sahe Badanga Bedigram. Since that place has also been destroyed, all the deities are now situated in the village of Chandudigram, which is situated on 1 mile up from Palapada. Whole villages get wiped out by the Ganges. Haribol? 5 minutes. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati writes in his... Yeah. Just want it to be hot. Writes in his Anubhasya, Sadashiva Kaviraj and Nagara Purushottam, who were father and son, are described in the Caitanya Bhagavat as Mahabhagavan, greatly fortunate. They belong to the Vaidya caste of physicians. Oh, I read that already. Tanra Putra Mahashaya Shikanu Thakur Yanra Dehe Rahe Krishna Premamrita Pura. Shikanu Thakur, a very respected gentleman, was the son of Purushottam Das Thakur. He was such a great devotee that Lord Krishna always lived in his body. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati writes in his Anubhasya, to go to the headquarters of Kanu Thakur, one has to proceed by boat from the Jikarangacha Ghat station to the river known as Kapotaksha. Otherwise, if one goes about 2 or 2.5 miles from the Jikarangacha Gata station, you can see Bodhakana, the headquarters of Kanu Thakur. The son of Sadashiva was Purushottam Thakur, and his son was Kanu Thakur. The descendants of Kanu Thakur know him as Nagara Purushottam. He was a coward boy named Dhamma during Krishna Lila. It is said that just after the birth of Kanu Thakur, his mother Janava died. When he was about 12 years old, Nityānanda Prabhu took him to his home at Kadaha. It is ascertained that Kanu Thakur was born sometime in Bengal, year 942. It is said that he took birth on the Ratha Yatra day because he was a great devotee of Lord Krishna. From the very beginning of his life, Nityānanda Prabhu gave him the name Shishu Krishnadas. When he was 5 years old, he went to Vrindavan with Janavamata and the Goswamis. Upon seeing the ecstatic symptoms of Kanu Thakur, gave him the name Kanai Thakur. Kanai is a Braj name for Krishna. In the family of Kanu Thakur, there is a Radha Krishna deity known as Pranabalava. It is said that the deity worshipped this deity, family worshipped this deity long before the appearance of Lord Chaitanya. When there was a Maharashtrian invasion of Bengal, the family of Kanu Thakur was scattered, and after the invasion, one Hare Krishna Goswami of that family came back to their original home, Bodha Kana, and reestablished the Pranavallabha deity. The descendants of the village family still engage in the service of Pranavallabha Kanu. Kanu Thakur was present during the Kaitari Utsava, and Janavamata and Veerbhadra Goswami were also present. One of Kanu Thakur's family members, Madhavacharya, married the daughter of Sri Nityānanda Prabhu, who was named Ganga Devi. Both Purushottam Thakur and Kanu Thakur had many disciples from Brahmin families. Most of the descendants of Kanu Thakur now reside in the village named Gadabeta by the river Shilavati in the Midnapur district. Mahabhagavata Shrestha Datta Udarana Sarva Bhave Seva Nityānanda Charana. Udaran Dutt was the 11th among the 12 cowherd boys and was an exalted devotee of Lord Nityānanda Prabhu. He worshipped the lotus feet of Nityānanda in all respects. Purport. Bhaktisiddhanta writes in his Anubhasya, the Gorgadeshtapika states that Udaran Dutt Thakur was formerly the cowherd boy of Vrindavan named Subahu. Udaran Dutt Thakur, previously known as Sri Udaran Dutt, was a resident of Saptagram, which is situated on the bank of the Saraswati River near the Trisabhiga Railway in the district of Hooghly. At the time of Udaran Dutt Thakur, Saptagram was a very big town, encompassing many other places, such as Vasudevpur, Bamsa Dia, Krishnapur, Nityānandapur, Shivapur, Shanka Nagara, and Saptagram. Calcutta was developed under British rule by the influential mercantile community, and especially by the Suvarnabharak community, who came from Saptagram to establish their businesses and homes all over Calcutta. They were known as the Saptagrami mercantile community of Calcutta, and most of them belonged to the Malik and Sil family. More than half of Calcutta belonged to this community, as did Srila Udaran Thakur. Our parental family also came from this district and belonged to the same community. The Muliks of Calcutta were divided into two families, namely the Sil family and the Day family. All the Muliks of the Day family originally belonged to the same family in Gotra. We also formerly belonged to that branch of the Day family, whose members, intimately connected with the Muslim rulers, received the title Mulik. In the Caitanya Bhagavat, Anchakanda, chapter 5, it is said that Udaran Dutt was an extremely elevated and liberal Vaishnava. He was born with the right to worship Nityānanda Prabhu. It is also stated that Nityānanda Prabhu, after staying for some time in Kadaha, came to Saptagram and stayed in the house of Udaran Dutt. The Suvarnavanik community to which Udaran Dutt belonged was actually a Vaishnava community. Its members were bankers and gold merchants. Suvarna means gold, and Vanik means merchant. Long ago there was a misunderstanding between Balal Sain and the Suvarnavanik community because of the great banker Gauri Sain. Balal Sain was taking loans from Gauri and spending money extravagantly, and therefore Gauri stopped supplying money. Balal Sain took it revenge by instigating a social conspiracy to make the Suvarnavaniks outcast, and since then they have been ostracized from the higher caste, namely the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas. But by the grace of Srila Nityānanda Prabhu, the Suvarnavanik community was again elevated, and is said in the Caitanya Bhagavat, Yateka Vanik Kula Udanra Haite Pavitra Haila Dviveda Nahika. there is no doubt that all the community members of the Suvarnabhanak community were again purified by Lord Nityānanda. In Saptagram there is still a temple with the six-armed deity of Caitanya Mahaprabhu that was personally worshipped. Sorry, I keep touching my pad here. By Srila Udarandat Thakur. On the right side is Caitanya Mahaprabhu, who is a deity of Sri Nityānanda Prabhu, and on the left side is Gadadhar Pandit. There are also Radha Govindamurti and a Shalagram Shila, and below the thorn is a picture of Udarandat. In front of the temple there is now a big hall, and in front of the hall is Madhavi Lata plant. The temple is very, very shady, cool, and nicely situated location. When we returned from America in 1967, the executive committee members of this temple invited us to visit it. Thus we had the opportunity to visit the temple with some American students. Formerly in our childhood we visited this temple with our parents because all the members of the Suvarnabhanak community enthusiastically take interest in the temple of Udarandat. I visited that temple. It's a safari. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur adds in his Anubhasya, in the Bengal year of 1283, AD 1876, a Babaji of the name of Nitai Das arranged for a donation of 12 bighas of land, about 4 acres, for the temple where Udarandat Thakur worshipped. The management of that temple later deteriorated, but then in AD 1899, through the cooperation of the famous Balaram Malik of Hooghly, there was a sub-judge who was a sub-judge and many rich Suvarnabhanak community members. This management of the temple improved greatly, not more than 50 years ago. One of the family members of Udarandat Thakur, named Jagamohan Dat, established the wooden murti statues of Udarandat in the temple. But that murti is no longer there. At present, the picture of Udarandat is worshipped. It is understood, however, that the wooden murti of Udarandat was taken away by Madan Mohan Dutt and is now being worshipped in the Shalagram, with the Shalagram Shila by Srinath Dutt. Udarandat Thakur was the manager of an estate of a big zamindar in Naihati, about 1.5 miles north of Katwa. The relics of this royal family are still visible near the Dainhata station. Since Udarandat Thakur was the manager of the estate, it is also known as Udaranapura. Udarandat Thakur installed Nitai Gaur deities that were later brought to the house of the zamindar, which is known as Vanao Yari Bada. Srila Udarandat Thakur remained as a householder throughout his life. His father's name was Shrikar Dutt, his mother's name was Bhadravati, and his son's name was Srinivas Dutt. So I have to stop there. Anyone who was listening, thank you. It's very purifying to chant the names of devotees, and we should be doing it, glorifying devotees before they die. That would be very good. All right? Because when someone leaves their body, we get really fired up, but otherwise we tend to take devotees for granted. But better to always be praising devotees. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.